Understanding Tax Residence in Andorra, a guide for expats and investors. Nestled high in the Pyrenees mountains between Spain and France, the Principality of Andorra has become a sought-after destination for those looking for a combination of an exceptional quality of life and a highly favorable tax system. With its political stability, stunning natural environment, and low crime rates, it's no surprise that more and more people are choosing to relocate to this tiny nation. However, for prospective new residents, a key source of confusion often arises: the distinction between administrative and tax residence. While these two concepts are linked, they are not one and the same. Understanding the difference is important to ensuring you are fully compliant and can legitimately enjoy Andorra's tax advantages outside its wonderful climate. This video aims to shed light on this important topic of administrative versus tax residence. The first step to navigating Andorra's immigration and tax system is to clearly define the terms administrative residence. This refers to the official legal permission granted by the Andorran government to allow you to live within the country. It is typically in the form of a, American green card or a residence permit. This permit confirms that you are an authorized resident from an immigration perspective. Administrative residency can be active, tied to self-employment or employment, or passive, linked to investment or independent means of sustaining yourself. Tax residence, on the other hand, is the legal status that determines where you are obligated to pay taxes on your global income. In simple terms, it's the country that has the right to tax your income. Tax residency is primarily based on factual ties, such as the number of days you spend in a country and where your primary economic, social, and family ties are located. Most importantly, holding an administrative residence permit in Andorra does not automatically grant you tax residency there. You could have a passive residence permit that requires a stay of only 90 days per year, but if you spend the rest of the year in one specific other country with strong economic ties, you may still be considered a tax resident of that other country. Some pathways to Andorran administered residence. Andorra offers several tailored routes to obtaining a residence permit. The main categories include active residence. This is for individuals who will be working in Andorra either as an employee under a contract or by creating and managing their own Andorran company. To maintain this status, you are generally required to spend at least 183 days per year in the country. The second is passive residence, also known as residence by investment. This is designed for those who have sufficient economic means or are willing to make a significant investment in the Andorran economy. The typical requirements include an investment of around 600,000 euros, which can either be in real estate, local company shares, or other local financial products, and a deposit of around 50,000 euros plus around 10,000 per dependent with the Andorran financial authorities. Passive residents are only required to stay a minimum of 90 days per year in Andorra to keep their permit. Third is the digital Nomad visa, and the more recent option for those who work mainly remotely. This visa grants the right to reside in Andorra, but unlike other permits, does not automatically secure tax residency unless the individual meets the necessary tax residency criteria. It is vital to understand that simply obtaining one of these permits is just the first step. The administrative permit gives you the right to be in the country, but it is a separate matter to secure the benefits of Andorran tax residence. The requirements for Andorran tax residence can be as follows. To be considered a tax resident under the Andorran personal income tax law, you must meet at least one of the following conditions. Physical presence would be the first one. You must spend more than 183 days in Andorra during the calendar year. This is the most common and clear-cut criteria. Temporary absences for vacations or short business trips are, of course, generally counted towards your time in Andorra if your center of life remains in Andorra. Most importantly, is also the center of your economic interests. This criterion applies if the majority of your income or assets are generated or located in Andorra. Additionally, Andorran tax residency is presumed if your spouse or dependent children reside in Andorra. The lesson here is that tax residency is determined by the reality of your life, where you spend your time, where your family lives, and where your business interests are located. A residency permit, the immigration paper, is merely a piece of paper. Your actions are what determine your tax status. To legitimately take advantage of Andorra's low tax environment, you must meet the substantial presence requirements and ensure your primary ties are within the country. So, to debunk that 90-day myth, a widespread misconception, often spread by ill-informed advisors, is that a passive residency permit allows you to become an Andorran tax resident by spending just 90 days in the country. This is completely false. If you spend only 90 days in Andorra and the other 275 days in another country, the tax authorities of that other country will almost certainly consider you a tax resident there and not in Andorra. For instance, spending the majority of the year in a high tax jurisdiction like Spain, France, United States, United Kingdom would likely trigger tax obligations in that country. The 90-day rule is solely for maintaining the immigration permit and does not align with the 183-day rule for establishing tax residency. To truly benefit from Andorra's low taxes, the most secure approach is to ensure that you spend less than 183 days outside of the country and that your main economic and family interests are here in Andorra. Now, the unbeatable benefits of living in Andorra. Beyond its favorable tax system, Andorra offers a lifestyle that has made it a genuine haven for thousands of new residents. There's safety and security. With one of the lowest crime rates in the world, Andorra provides an unparalleled sense of safety and tranquility of mind. It has a stunning environment. Surrounded by the majestic Pyrenees mountains, the country offers a breathtaking natural setting with world-class skiing in the winter and endless hiking and outdoor activities in the summer. It also has a high quality of life. The relaxed pace of life, excellent healthcare, modern infrastructure, and strong sense of community all contribute to an exceptional standard of living. Additionally, unbeatable strategic location. Andorra is a short drive from major European hubs like Barcelona and Toulouse, providing easy access to international airports and cultural centers. And of course, an unrivaled tax framework. The personal income tax has just a top rate of 10%, and the first 24,000 of income is tax exempt. Income between 24,000 and 40,000 is taxed at a minimal 5%. Also for investment income, the first 3,000 euros of financial income is tax exempt, and the rate thereafter is a 10% flat fee. No wealth or inheritance tax, there simply is none, and that provides a significant advantage for long-term financial planning and estate planning. There's also low value-added tax at a just generally acceptable 4.5%, the lowest in Europe. Capital gains? Well, capital gains on financial instruments are low or non-existent unless you own a significant stake in a company, 25% or more. When you combine the peace of mind in a safe environment with a high quality of life and a highly convenient tax framework, Andorra stands out as a genuine choice for those seeking to legitimately improve their lifestyle and financial situation. Thinking of making the move? Relocating to a new country is a significant decision. The first and most important step is to seek advice from qualified tax and legal experts such as myself in both your country of where you are and in Andorra. Each personal situation is unique, and a personalized analysis is the first step to avoid costly error and ensure a smooth transition. For more detailed information, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for watching.